Hello everybody, are you ready for some adventure? In this video I'm going to drive from Santa Teresa Beach on the Nicoya Peninsula over to Samara Beach in Guanacaste, and I'm going to do so by following a route that does not even show up as an alternative on Google Maps. If you look at the map, it shows two possible driving routes of a bit over 3 hours for each alternative, but we're going to get off that main road, so follow me on the back roads of Costa Rica. If you are new to the channel, my name is Roger Peterson, and here we focus on various topics related to living in Costa Rica. We start this road trip off in Santa Teresa Beach, which has become the new mecca for young digital nomads, a playground for tech titans, surf lovers, and health and wellness minded individuals. The most recent addition is the founder of Twitter, Jack Dorsey, who has been frequenting this area and is rumored to have purchased a hotel that he is converting into his personal residence. So the first leg of the trip is getting from Santa Teresa over to Manzanillo Beach, which is a short ride along the coastal road. As you can see on the map, it is about 18 minutes. Most of this part is on a dirt road, but the conditions are generally pretty good year-round. Manzanillo is going to have a new landing strip in the future for domestic flights to service this area of the Nicoya Peninsula. That project is being spearheaded by Costa Rica Green Airways. I wanted to point out that the next leg of this drive I am doing under optimal conditions, and I do not recommend this portion of the route. Although this is a route that is commonly used by locals crossing on motorcycles, quads, and cars in the area, the traffic law of Costa Rica does provide fines for driving on the beach because of the potential dangers involved. We are doing this drive at the end of March, which is one of the driest months of the year, so the rivers are low and easier to cross. I would not recommend this drive during the rainy season, as the driving conditions will be very different from what you are seeing right now. Also, you need to be aware and pay attention to the ocean tides, since this crossing should only be done during the low tide. In this case, we're making this trip in the morning when the tide is at its lowest point, and then plan to time it to return back late in the afternoon when the tide is once again at a low point. What I do recommend are some of the great horseback tour options that are available for you in this area. They will do the same crossing as we're doing now and explore the wonderful nature that is located in this area as well. As I'm heading back towards the road again, I'm completely lost and wondering if I exited in the right place or not. So I have to stop by and ask for directions on how to get to our next destination, which is going to be Playa Coyote. So I'm in luck because one of the horse tour places is located on this road, so I spot several tourists taking a break. So I stop and talk to one of the local residents so he can guide me with some directions on getting back on the road to Playa Coyote. Okay, so it turns out we're located on this road here, bordering the Caletas Aerial Wildlife Reserve. From here, our next stop is going to be Playa Coyote, so stay tuned to the end, because on the way to Samara, we're going to be driving through the beach towns of Islita and Playa Carrillo as well. First, the next challenge is that we need to get to the main road, and to do so, we need to cross the Rio Bongo. As I mentioned before, I'm doing this in the middle of the dry season. It's in March. So when we arrive at the edge of the river, this is the first crossing over the Rio Bongo. It is very calm, so we have no issues during this crossing. Now we drive a few more miles on the other side and catch the main road, which is going to take us to the second river crossing over the Rio Bongo. The second one is smaller than the first one that we crossed. It was interesting to see on the other side the advertisement for a tour company that specializes in teaching river crossings. I certainly think that doing this in the middle of the rainy season would be a completely different type of challenge. So we are about 30 minutes away from Playa Coyote, so let's continue our trip. This is what Playa Coyote looks like. This is the main beach access. Now this beach is not as well known as other beaches of Costa Rica because, as you can see, it is pretty isolated. You got to experience our route to this beach by crossing two rivers, so it can be a little rough for some people to get here, and therefore that makes it a little bit more isolated. However, that fact that it is remote also ensures that when you make it here, it is going to be quiet and tranquil at this beach. Okay, let's continue our road towards Playa Samara. We have about an hour and a half from this point forward to get to Playa Samara. And I'm going to stop along the way at a few beaches so you can kind of see what else there is along this route. I decided to stop at Playa Corozalito because I had never been there before. It's a very quiet beach, nobody around when we were there. From reading a little bit about this beach, it is one that offers a lot of turtle-related activity during the nesting season. This beach is very close to our next stop, which is going to be Punta Islita. So we head back out on the road and let's head out in the direction of Punta Islita and see what that has to offer. I've pulled over on the side of the road and are going to take a little walk to the top of this hill so we can take a look at Punta Islita, which is down below. Now this area of the beach has its own landing strip at Punta Islita Airport, and this was built in order to service the guests of the luxury hotel Punta Islita. Here we are entering into the actual town of Islita, and on the right hand you have the local church of Islita. And as typical in most Costa Rican towns, we have the town park across the street from the church and the local school very nearby as well. I'm going to continue circling around the town and then I'm going to head down so that we can take a quick look at the beach, Playa Islita, and see what that looks like. I am now entering into the main beach area of Playa Islita. This is where we are currently located on the map so you can get an idea about our location. So far, we've traveled from Playa Manzanillo, located here. Now we're passing through Playa Islita to our final destination, which is going to be Playa Samara, which is located over here. This is what Playa Islita looks like. Here we have the beach club for Hotel Playa Islita. Up here you can see on the hillside overlooking the ocean, you have the bungalows for Hotel Playa Islita. Now, the developers of this hotel were truly visionary since this was originally built in 1994, when, as you can imagine, there was absolutely nothing here. They've continued to develop most of the surrounding infrastructure. Okay, that's going to wrap up our visit of Playa Islita, so let's get back on the road, and our next stop is going to be to Playa Carrillo. So this is about a 30-minute drive from where we are right now. At least on this route, we do not have to cross through the river since we have this bridge over Rio Bongo to get us to the other side. Also, as you have seen through most of our drive today, it has been on dirt roads, which during this time of year in March, when it is peak summer, it can be very dry and dusty. However, as we head closer into Carrillo, we're going to hit a paved road, and that's going to take us into the center of Carrillo. So here we are on the first paved road that we have seen for the past several hours of travel, and this road will take us right to the center of the town of Puerto Carrillo. This is a small town with less than 1,000 full-time residents. As we head closer into town, we're going to pass the local school. Here it is on the left. And you can now see the public soccer field, which is very typical for every Costa Rican town to have a public soccer field, and this one is located here, as you can see it on the right. Puerto Carrillo is a district of Ojancha Canton, so not to be confused with the district of Carrillo, which is located further north, about almost 2 hours north from here. As I mentioned, as you can see, this is a very small town, so now we will head back on the road and then drop down to see the beach here at Puerto Carrillo. This is what the drive from the center of town towards the beach looks like, and once we are down at the beach, you got plenty of parking area in the center section. Here's where I'm going to park and take a quick walk along the beach so you can see what that looks like. Welcome to Playa Puerto Carrillo. I personally really like this beach for swimming because the waves tend to be not as rough as other beaches. The beach is also very long and wide with plenty of space and shade available. When you are at the beach, you must ask for a pipa fria, that is cold coconut water. So I'm heading over to the stand to get one now. If you're in this area, I recommend this lady who told me that her coconuts are coming from a nearby coconut farm and personally selected by her son for her to sell on this beach. It seems to be the stop of choice for the local bus driver as well. This will wrap up our visit of Puerto Carrillo. Stay tuned, don't leave yet, as we now head out to our final destination, which is Playa Samara, only a 15-minute drive away. And we are here. This is the town of Playa Samara. We are driving on the main road near to the beach, and this is where you're going to find many of the hotels, hostels, and restaurants located in the area. In Samara, you have supermarkets, banks, and you can generally get most amenities that you're going to need. The area seems to be more popular with Europeans, so you will run across Italians, French, Germans, as well as many other nationalities, including Canadians and expats from the United States. This is the main road that's leading in and out of town, and the largest city nearby is going to be Nicoya, which is located about 45 minutes away, and that is the location for the regional government offices. Samara Beach is also a great swimming beach because it has relatively calm waters. In town, you can find all kinds of adventure companies that can provide you with all kinds of tours for activities in and around the Samara Beach area. Well, it is time for us to start heading out of Samara and heading back to where we came from using the same route we used to travel here today. So, in this trip, we visited several beaches. Let me know in the comments section if you have been to any of these beaches and which one was your favorite. If you haven't visited this area of the country, I hope you have the opportunity to do so in the near future. If you have other areas of Costa Rica, which are your favorite, let us know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you back here soon with another video.